So Brock Lesnar, the same Brock Lesnar who's been WWE's biggest mercenary for over a decade, who works for whoever pays him the most, who has no loyalty to anyone except himself, just joined the Vision and absolutely destroyed Cody Rhodes on SmackDown. Are you kidding me right now? After all the hype about Roman Reigns joining Cody's team for WarGames, after all the talk about this being the ultimate alliance to stop the bloodline, Brock decides to align with the Vision and wreck the WWE champion. This is either the most shocking betrayal in WWE history, or it's the most brilliant strategic move that's going to completely change the WarGames landscape at Survivor Series. And what Brock did to Cody has everyone questioning whether the American Nightmare can even make it to WarGames, let alone survive it. Before we break down every brutal moment of Brock's attack and what this Vision alliance means, answer this: is Brock Lesnar the smartest man in WWE for joining the Vision, or did he just make the biggest mistake of his career? Drop your take now because this is explosive. WWE SmackDown just delivered the most shocking turn of events we've seen all year, and it's completely changed the trajectory heading into Survivor Series. Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, has aligned himself with the Vision, and his first act was to absolutely wreck Cody Rhodes in an assault so brutal that people are genuinely concerned about the WWE Champion's ability to compete. Let's break down exactly what happened because every moment of this attack reveals just how dangerous this new alliance is. The Vision was already one of the most threatening factions on SmackDown, and now they've added the most destructive force in WWE history to their ranks. The segment apparently started with the Vision in the ring or backstage making their presence known. They've been building momentum, establishing themselves as a force that can't be ignored. And then Brock Lesnar's music hit, and the entire building went silent with shock. Brock walked out with intent. This wasn't his typical bouncing, amped-up entrance. This was focused, calculated Brock. He knew exactly what he was about to do, and he was locked in. The visual of Brock standing with the Vision was surreal. The Beast Incarnate doesn't typically align with factions. He's always been a lone wolf or a hired gun. Seeing him as part of a group is unprecedented and changes everything. And then Cody Rhodes appeared, either coming to confront the Vision or being ambushed. Either way, he was about to experience the most brutal assault of his championship reign. Brock unleashed hell on Cody. German suplexes that sent Cody flying. F5s that spiked him into the mat. The physicality was intense and difficult to watch. This wasn't a worked beating for show, this looked like Brock trying to end Cody. The Vision members participated too, making this a group assault. Multiple people attacking the WWE champion is the ultimate show of disrespect. Cody tried to fight back but was completely overwhelmed by the numbers and Brock's dominance. The aftermath left Cody wrecked. Whether he was unconscious, barely moving, or being helped to the back by officials, the visual of the destroyed champion was powerful and disturbing. This attack accomplished multiple things. It established the Vision as legitimate threats, it showcased Brock's value as an ally, and it put Cody's WarGames participation in serious doubt. Have you ever been betrayed by someone joining forces with your enemies? How did that feel? Share your experience. Now let's talk about the Vision as a faction because Brock Lesnar joining them legitimizes them in ways nothing else could. Before Brock, they were an emerging group with potential. Now they're a superpower that can challenge anyone. Who exactly is the Vision? The membership matters because it determines their philosophy and goals. Are they young stars trying to take over? Veterans reclaiming their spot? A mix of both? The composition tells us their purpose. Their name, the Vision, suggests they see something others don't. They have a plan, a goal, a future they're working toward. But what is that Vision? Taking over WWE? Destroying the bloodline? Reshaping the company in their image? Adding Brock Lesnar to the Vision gives them instant credibility. Brock is a former WWE champion, UFC champion, legitimate combat sports athlete. His presence says we're serious and we're dangerous. But it also raises questions about leadership. Who's in charge of the Vision? Does Brock automatically become the leader because he's Brock? Or does someone else call the shots and Brock is just the muscle? The dynamic between Brock and other Vision members will be fascinating. Brock doesn't typically follow orders. He's used to being the most important person in any room. How does that ego fit within a faction structure? The Vision targeting Cody specifically shows they're going after the top. They're not working their way up, they're starting at the summit by attacking the WWE champion. That's ambitious and dangerous. With Brock on their side, the Vision becomes the favorites going into WarGames. They have numbers, they have strategy, and now they have the most destructive wrestler in WWE history. How does anyone beat that? What do you think the Vision's ultimate goal is? World domination? Destroying specific people? Something else? Theorize. Here's what's making people absolutely furious: Brock Lesnar joining the Vision proves he has zero loyalty and will align with anyone if it benefits him. This is the same pattern we've seen his entire career. Brock does what's best for Brock. Think about it. Brock has been with WWE, left for UFC, came back to WWE, switched between faces and heels, aligned with Paul Heyman then abandoned him, worked with Roman then against him. There's no consistency except self-interest. Now he's with the Vision, but for how long? Until a better offer comes? Until they stop being useful? Brock's loyalty is transactional, and everyone knows it. This makes him a terrible ally long-term. Sure, he's helping the Vision now, but the moment it benefits him to betray them, he will. They're making a deal with the devil. The disrespect to Cody is massive too. Cody has been carrying WWE as champion. He's having great matches, elevating everyone he works with, being the face of the company. And his reward is getting wrecked by a part-timer who shows up whenever he feels like it. But here's the counter-argument: Brock being self-interested makes him realistic. Wrestling would be better if more characters acted according to logical self-interest instead of predetermined face/heel alignments. Brock joining the Vision makes strategic sense. They're a rising power, they're going to WarGames, they need someone of his caliber to guarantee victory. This is smart business. His attack on Cody establishes him as a threat immediately. There's no slow build, no wondering if Brock still has it. He proved in one segment that he's the most dangerous man in WWE. And maybe Brock has actual reasons for joining the Vision beyond just money. Maybe they offered him something specific. Maybe he has beef with Cody's team. Motivations matter. Is Brock Lesnar's lack of loyalty realistic character work, or just WWE recycling the same mercenary gimmick? What's your take? Let's discuss what this means for Cody Rhodes and his WarGames team, because having your champion wrecked weeks before the biggest match of the year is catastrophic. Cody is the WWE champion. He's supposed to be the strongest, most resilient wrestler on the roster. Getting destroyed by Brock and the Vision makes him look vulnerable at the worst possible time. WarGames requires you to be at 100%. It's the most brutal match structure WWE has. You need to be healthy, prepared, and mentally ready. Cody is now none of those things. The psychological damage might be worse than the physical. Cody knows the Vision has Brock Lesnar now. That's a nightmare scenario. How do you mentally prepare to face the beast incarnate in the chaos of WarGames? Cody's team has to be panicking. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, whoever else is on the team, they're all thinking, if Brock can destroy Cody this easily, what chance do we have? This attack might force Cody to miss WarGames entirely. WWE might write him out of the match due to injury and have to replace him. That would completely change the dynamic. Or Cody fights through injuries to compete, which makes him a sympathetic underdog. The wounded champion fighting against impossible odds is classic storytelling. The question is whether WWE is protecting Cody by making him a victim, or burying him by making him look weak. The execution determines which interpretation is correct. Long-term, this attack could be the making of Cody if he overcomes it. Surviving Brock and the Vision's assault and still winning WarGames would be legendary. But that's a big if. If you were Cody, would you pull out of WarGames to heal, or fight through injuries to prove a point? Warrior mentality question. Now let's talk about the strategic implications of Brock joining the Vision for the WarGames match itself. This completely changes the calculus of who has advantages and disadvantages. WarGames is about numbers and timing. Teams enter one at a time, and the team with numerical advantage can dominate. The Vision now has the most dangerous individual competitor, which is massive. Imagine Brock entering WarGames. Whether he enters early or late, his presence immediately shifts momentum. He can single-handedly destroy multiple opponents. That's not hyperbole, that's proven Brock Lesnar history. Cody's team was already dealing with having Roman Reigns, who has trust issues and ego problems. Now they also have to worry about facing Brock. The mental burden is overwhelming. The matchup possibilities are incredible though. Brock versus Roman in WarGames. Brock versus CM Punk. Brock versus Cody in the cage. Any of these would be worth the price of admission alone. But it also creates a target for Cody's team. If they can eliminate or neutralize Brock early, the Vision loses their biggest weapon. That becomes the key strategic priority. The Vision's strategy likely involves using Brock as their closer. Let the other members wear down opponents, then send Brock in to finish everyone off. That's brutally effective. Cody's team needs a plan specifically for Brock. Maybe they all focus on him immediately. Maybe they try to avoid him. Maybe they have someone who can match his power. Strategy is crucial. The physical environment of WarGames favors Brock too. The cage can be used as a weapon. The two rings provide space for his power moves. Everything about the structure plays to his strengths. How would you strategize to beat Brock Lesnar in WarGames if you were on Cody's team? Give me your battle plan. Here's a controversial take: maybe Brock joining the Vision is exactly what WWE needed to make WarGames feel important. Without him, it was just another multi-man match. Now it's must-see. Let's be honest, WarGames matches can be chaotic messes without clear storytelling. Adding Brock provides a focus. He's the monster that must be overcome. That's simple but effective. Casual fans who might not care about faction warfare or complex storylines will tune in to see Brock Lesnar in a cage match. His name value alone boosts interest. This gives WWE an excuse to have Brock work a longer match. He can't just hit F5S and leave in WarGames. He'll have to actually wrestle for an extended period. That's exciting. The shock value of Brock joining the Vision creates buzz. Wrestling websites, social media, YouTube channels like this one, everyone's talking about it. That attention is valuable. WWE might be setting up Brock to eat the pin at WarGames. Having a legend lose in a big spot puts over the winners huge. Maybe Cody or Roman pins Brock, making them look incredible. But the risk is Brock overshadowing everyone else. If the story becomes entirely about Brock, the other talented wrestlers involved become afterthoughts. That's wasted potential. There's also fatigue with WWE constantly relying on part-timers. Brock taking a prominent WarGames spot means a full-time wrestler doesn't get that opportunity. That's frustrating for roster development. And if the Vision loses with Brock on their team, it makes them look weak. You had Brock Lesnar and still lost? That's hard to recover from. Does adding Brock Lesnar make WarGames better, or does it just prove WWE can't build stars without legends? Tough question. Here's what WWE absolutely must do to make this Brock Vision alliance work and justify the shocking turn. First, explain why Brock joined the Vision. What's his motivation? Money? Respect? Revenge against someone? Give us a reason beyond just heels team up. Second, show the Vision respecting Brock but maintaining their own identity. They can't just become Brock and friends. The faction needs to stay relevant. Third, have Cody respond powerfully. He can't just take this beating and look weak. He needs to show resilience and determination to make the Vision pay. Fourth, build to the WarGames match with multiple confrontations. Don't just save everything for one match. Give us skirmishes and near-fights that build anticipation. Fifth, make the WarGames match deliver. With this level of talent involved, the match needs to be incredible. It should be talked about for years. Sixth, have a plan for after WarGames. Whether the Vision wins or loses, where does everyone go next? Brock can't just disappear again. What's the one thing that would make you believe in the Vision as a legitimate threat with Brock? What do they need to do? Let me give you my prediction for how this entire shocking situation plays out. I think Brock's involvement with the Vision is temporary. He's being paid or promised something specific, but he's not a permanent member. This is a mercenary deal. I think Cody will be injured and questionable for WarGames. WWE will build drama around whether he can compete, but he'll show up and fight through pain. I think there will be at least one more major attack before WarGames. The Vision with Brock will strike again, possibly targeting other team members to create more doubt. I think during WarGames, Brock will be dominant early. He'll destroy multiple opponents and look unstoppable. This builds him as the final boss. I think Cody and Roman will have to work together specifically to take out Brock. Their teamwork against the Beast will be a key moment proving they can coexist. I think Brock gets eliminated but the Vision doesn't win. Someone else, possibly CM Punk or Roman, gets the deciding fall. This protects Brock while giving someone else the spotlight. I think after WarGames, Brock leaves the Vision. The arrangement was only for that one match. This sets up potential future conflicts. Do you agree with my predictions? What's your prediction for how WarGames ends? Fantasy book it from start to finish. Here's my final take on Brock Lesnar joining the Vision and destroying Cody Rhodes. This is shocking television that creates instant intrigue. Whether you love it or hate it, you're talking about it. That's WWE's goal and they achieved it. Brock Lesnar remains the most compelling attraction in wrestling. Love him or hate him, when he's involved, everything feels bigger. That's star power. The Vision needed this credibility boost. Brock's involvement takes them from interesting faction to legitimate threat. That's instant elevation. Cody Rhodes is in the most challenging position of his championship reign. How he responds to this adversity will define his legacy as champion. WarGames is now appointment viewing. With Brock involved alongside Roman, Cody, Punk, and everyone else, this might be the best WarGames match ever. WWE has created uncertainty. We genuinely don't know who wins WarGames now. That unpredictability is what makes wrestling exciting. Now I need your complete thoughts on everything. On a scale of 1 to 10, how shocked were you by Brock joining the Vision? Is this the most dangerous faction in WWE history with Brock on the team? Can Cody Rhodes recover from this beating in time for WarGames? Who do you think wins WarGames, the Vision with Brock or Cody's team? Was Brock right to join the Vision or did he make a mistake? What's your dream Brock Lesnar matchup inside WarGames? Will the Vision stay together after WarGames or fall apart? Smash that like button if Brock joining the Vision shocked you. Subscribe to Wrestling Newsletter because we're covering every development in this story. Hit that notification bell. Share this with everyone because Brock Lesnar just changed everything. The The Vision is now the most dangerous faction in WWE. Cody is wrecked, and WarGames is going to be insane. WWE SmackDown just delivered the shock of the year. The Beast Incarnate has aligned with the Vision, and Survivor Series is going to be unmissable. This is the kind of storytelling that makes wrestling incredible. Let's see if WWE can deliver on this explosive setup.